watching PowerNation.
Today on Music City Trucks, we go behind the scenes at PowerNation and answer some viewer questions. What's upstairs?
Nothing.
Plus, we come to the rescue on a 1977 Ford F-150 and give it some well-needed upgrades. Welcome to Music City Trucks. I'm Brandon Burke, and as you can see, we're kind of in between projects right now. That means we have a little bit of downtime, and I figured I'd give you guys a little behind-the-scene tour and answer some fan questions. First question, are these Matco toolboxes actually full of tools? And yes, they actually are. This black and green box is actually our common box. This is where we keep all of our wrenches and sockets and all of our electric impacts that we use. This is where we keep all of our chrome sockets. Now moving on to our second box, this gray and green one. This is where we keep all of our impact sockets. I mean, it's kind of a mess right now. We just got done with a project. We keep our pry bars in here. Throw those right there. Second question. What are these posts on the side of our shop? These are actually the legs to our crane, and the crane is what we use to pull almost every engine and transmission out of all of our truck projects. There's multiple ways to lift this front clip, but this is going to be the easiest way for us.
This is the most fun way.
Yes. Oh, that was slick. Go up.
Yep. Not bad for a day's work, huh?
Nah. Now this is a piece of equipment that the other shops don't have. It's not a necessity, but it definitely makes life a lot easier.
You're good now?
We barely ever use a cherry picker or an engine hoist.
Send it to the scrap bin.
And it's really convenient when you have to lift a bunch of heavy parts.
Good enough.
Sweet. Things that are usually a lot heavier than car stuff. And the third biggest question we get is, do we do the work ourselves or do we have help? And 90% of the time, we do the work ourselves. Whether we're here from 8 to 5, or 8 to 10 at night, we're here to get the job done. Now, every once in a while, we'll be able to pull some help from the other shows, say Carcass.
We're gonna start plumbing in the Hydro Boost.
Detroit Muscle.
Oh yeah.
Now, when I say everyone put their hands on this build, I mean engine power.
Special delivery, drive shafts, plural. Probably be the easiest thing to put in this thing.
And every once in a while, when the moon and the sun align, we get some outside help like we did on our Seafoam Bronco.
So I brought two of my best guys here, Danny and Dolph, and with the help of Mark, who's the body and paint expert, we'll have this thing shiny by the end of the week.
So the whole point of wet sanding is, yes, the paint is already shiny, but if you look close at it, you can kind of see what we call orange peel.
All right, so we've got this harness laid on the table. I like to do this every time. We kind of go through it, trim it up, make sure that we've got everything.
There is actually an extra set of hands in our shop at all times, whether it's technical or moral support, and that's Broomy.
Hello, Brandon.
Broomy's been here since the beginning, since before the building was built. Now, if you haven't found this little Easter egg in some of our other episodes, you need to go back and try to see if you can find Broomy helping us out.
Good luck in trying to find me.
In this corner of the shop, this is our fab area. This is where we do all of our cutting and welding. That leads us into our next question. Do we do our own welding? Yes, we do. We do it with our beautiful Forney welders. We can stick, we can MIG, we can TIG. Mark does most of the TIG welding because he's way more proficient at it than I am.
TIG welding something like this is ideal because these welds will be exposed and we want them to not only be strong, but also visually appealing.
Even though Gabby came in and gave me some pointers and set me in the right direction.
So with the plasma cutter, you want to make contact with the tip to the material you're cutting.
I do mostly MIG welding just because that's what I'm proficient at, like on the Suburban when we built the bumpers, the sliders, and the suspension. For our headlight hoops, I bent up some 1.5 inch tubing and notched it to fit the contours of our main hoop. And speaking of the Suburban, I get this question asked all the time. Did I actually eat that country graham cracker, which was just a dirt dauber's nest, and that cricket? And yes, I did. I mean, you gotta try everything once.
Ooh, cricket.
Oh. Next question. Are all the PowerNation shows actually under one roof? I'm gonna answer that for you in a sec. Coming up next, we take a peek at the other studios and answer some more questions. Like, what's in Pat's pocket?
Well, I can tell you what it's not. It's not all pens.
So the question is, are all the shows at PowerNation under the same roof? And the answer is yes. We're actually in the warehouse right now where we keep all of our projects, whether they're parked after we're done with them or before we even work on them. You can see we got flatbed over there, the Jeep. We even got some of Carcass's stuff, their mail Jeep they built, the OBS Chevy. Engine Power's even got a car on the lift, which is kind of rare. Let's go see if we can annoy the Carcass guys. Y'all rolling? What y'all doing?
Runs better. Hey, it is run better. See, like you do this little wiggle test on the injectors, and then it starts misfiring. What are you doing?
I'm walking around behind the scenes. I got downtime. I got a very important one for this shop.
What's that?
What's upstairs?
Nothing. Yeah.
Well, I need to
sums it up.
confirm. There might be the Ark of the Covenant. Like Indiana Jones might be up there fighting people. We got to see for sure. I say we go up there. We need confirmation.
I gotta go with you?
Yeah.
I know it's nothing up there though.
You never know, trap doors or, dude, you got to go first. This looks like junk storage.
Storage now.
Yeah. There's nothing up here.
Right. So we used to be up here. We had all of our offices and stuff up here. We had benches and chairs and tables and stuff to take naps on. And
Yeah.
it was pretty set up, but.
Well, I got one more question for y'all before you guys kick me out.
Well, hopefully it's a simple one.
It's pretty simple. Jimmy, what's the coolest thing at PowerNation?
I think the mail Jeep, just
Okay.
because it was like the first huge build that we had, custom suspension, everything like that, and it performed great.
Yeah, I like how you guys actually were building that at the same time we were building the Suburban.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it was just coincidence,
Right.
you know? So.
The vending machines.
You like the vending machines?
I think those are the coolest things at PowerNation. A, because it keeps your sodas cool, right? Depending on where you're from. I call them pop, but down here it say sodas. And B, you can get a snack when you're right next door. Psh, coolest thing ever.
That sounds like a Minnesota dad thing to say.
Get out of here.
Let's see what the guys in Detroit Muscle are doing. Hello? What are you guys doing?
What's up, big guy?
Y'all rolling?
Was
Rolling, sorry, did I break your shot?
No, you didn't bust it.
Well, I got some important questions to ask y'all. The internet, the fans want to know. Is that a real shake weight on the wall?
It is authentic.
Is it authentic?
Numbers matching.
Woo!
See that?
I got another question for both y'all. What's the coolest thing in PowerNation?
Me?
Besides being...
Because if you look right over there, that temperature is set at like 68 degrees right now.
Is that your final answer?
That's pretty close.
Okay. Joel?
I gotta go with the old road burner.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to argue with that. I think that speaks for itself right there.
Yeah. Gen 3 Hemi?
Dual
Yeah, I got
quads,
I gotta say, this is pretty cool.
TKX 5-speed. It's about, and even with a pistol grip, man, like, it's hard to beat an old school B-body Mopar.
All right, you guys look busy. You guys,
We do a good job of that.
you guys look like you got things to do, so I'm gonna head out and see what other people are doing.
Good luck with it.
Yeah. Thanks for answering the questions.
See you, boss.
Last but not least, Engine Power. Looks like they're kind of busy too. Pat, Frankie.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh, just doing a little pre-work here.
I got one question that the world needs answered. What's all that in your pocket?
Well, I can tell you what it's not. It's not all pens.
You gotta break it out, let's see.
Here we go. I'm using the pencil, so here we go. We have a regular pencil, right?
Okay.
We actually have a pen, right? That is a marker. That is a double-sided screwdriver. Right? Next up, automatic center punch.
Okay.
Next up, scribe. extendable magnet.
All right.
And then last but not least, a scale, which a scale is like one of those, this is like the Leatherman of measuring equipment, right? And I also have a tape measure. People always wonder why I have a tape measure. It's for pointing out stuff to people like, hey, look at that, that's an engine part.
I see you got the same collection going on.
Yeah, mine's a little bit different, but yeah, a lot of people think that when I started the show, kind of tamed it back a little bit, but a lot of people think I added to mine because he has his. I actually, have had this all going through school and growing up and stuff.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery. I'm just gonna go ahead and say
I'll let you think that, that's fine. But mine's a little bit different, pen, flashlight, pen, Sharpie, pencil, pocket screwdriver, center punch, and then same scale that he's got, yeah.
One more question for you guys.
Sure.
Before I get out of y'all's hair. Is, what's the coolest thing, PowerNation?
being able to do what we do and get paid for it.
Okay.
A lot of people think that we're paid actors or something like that, and no, I mean, we create the content for the show. We decide, we're the technical producers, so we decide what we're gonna do, we decide the projects, and so that gives us some freedom on all the cool projects that we get to do, like the Ford 300, the Turbo 4.3, that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna head out.
All right.
Nice talking, man.
Well, that's everything. Hopefully you guys liked that behind the scenes tour. Hopefully we answered some of the commonly asked fan questions that we get. And now downtime's over. We gotta start our next project.
Coming up next,
We work on a 1977 F-150. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. Back on the road in our Rock Auto rescue van.
yeah, driveway rescues are, you know, it's a good way for us to get out of the shop.
Yeah, do something for someone else, not just our own personal projects.
So where are we headed?
So we're headed to this guy's house. He's got a 1977 F-150 four-wheel drive truck. It's pretty cool. Dent side, you know?
Oh yeah.
I love that body style. But the story on him is he's a lineman and, well, he works a lot, so he hasn't been able to get to the stuff that we're gonna go help fix for him because, well, like I said, he's at work.
Yeah. Well, I love dent sides. Probably the first truck I ever rode in was my dad's 79, so this ought to be fun.
Yeah, I think this will be a good one, especially who we're helping.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we have a really cool job working on cars and stuff, but that dude literally keeps the lights on at your house.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think this is a little bit more important of a job for him to have his work truck back. Woo! That's a truck.
Well, Brandon, you're good at finding these.
I got a knack for it, and I also got a knack for cool trucks.
This is definitely a cool truck.
Yeah.
So is the guy here?
No, he's at work actually, so.
Wow.
So yeah, he got called in, so I guess we're gonna just do it while he's not here and when he gets home.
Is that why the spool's here?
Probably.
I mean, table?
Table, yeah.
All right, what's going on with this thing?
Needs power steering.
What power steering? Everything?
Everything. The box leaks. The steering box leaks really bad.
Okay.
Power steering pump goes out, you know, like it's not actually pumping fluid.
Typical.
So what we got for him is a power steering pump, both lines, steering box, and then we're gonna do shocks and the front dampener. That way it'll drive down the road nice again.
That shouldn't be too bad.
Nah. It's a driver, you know, he just doesn't have time to do this project right here, so.
All right. Well, let's get busy.
All right. All right. I think we got everything.
Hope so.
So we went to Rock Auto, looked up our truck, a 1977 Ford F-150, and got everything we needed to get our truck back on the road. First thing first is to get this power steering pump off, which I think I'm just gonna cut the old line, return line. There's that. Undo the 3 bolts that hold the pump on. Nice thing about Rock Auto is we just ordered the pump, gearbox, the hoses. We're just gonna replace everything. Oh. Well, that wasn't terrible. We just gotta get the pulley off so we can get this bracket off and swap over the new parts. There you go. You wanna do this part of the procedure?
I can do it.
I'll get the box out.
All right, just gonna use a little deep creep in there. We'll soak it, let it work its way in there, and then we'll come back and try it again.
It's a good thing this power steering was leaking because everything's got a nice coat of fluid all over it. Get the steering gearbox off. Think it'll come out the top side. Oh, they don't make those things light back then. To make my life a little easier, we're gonna try to line up this new gearbox with where the old one was. So that was about a half a turn from full lock. Take this new rag joint. All right, so there's full lock. There's half turn. That should be pretty close to where we had it. Well, they didn't make this one any lighter.
All right, well, we got the new pump here. We're just gonna swap this bracket over. Should be pretty simple, just a few bolts. There's 3 bolts in the front. It's an odd way to mount a power steering pump, honestly. Let's see here. There we go. Getting it slid into place initially is probably the hardest part because that adjuster stud's kind of long, but once you get it in there, it's pretty simple.
All that steering done. All we need to do is fill it with fluid, and we can move on to other things we're gonna fix on this truck.
Up next, we steer our way into another successful driveway rescue. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, every time we go on a driver rescue, I find a tire swing. It's like my favorite thing.
All right, well, that pretty much wraps up everything under the hood. We're gonna bleed and top off that power steering fluid when we get this all wrapped up. And before we move on to the rest of the stuff, finally figured out why they call these trucks dent sides. Every single one of them's got a dent right here in the side of the hood. Actually, this one's got another dent right here in the side. You know what? This thing's got dents all over it. There's a dent right there, a dent right there. There's 2 dents right there. Let's see, well, there's a couple of dents right there. There's one there. There's a big old dent here, creased. I wonder how that happened. Of course, there's a dent in the door. Oh, there's a dent on the fender here, and then there's a big old dent right here.
Dude, what are you doing?
I was just talking about why they call these trucks dents in the side.
Well, they don't call them... They call them dent sides.
That's what I said.
For the body line, not the new dents.
Oh, you call those new dents?
Those are new dents.
Either way, it's a cool truck.
Well, yeah, it is a cool truck, but I got something cooler to show you.
Okay, let's see.
Well, I need you to stand back. Just stand over there. You ready?
That's good?
Yeah, that's far enough.
Oh! No way. Wow, I had no idea.
It's gonna be easy to get to the shocks.
Yeah, for sure. They look like they've never been off.
Probably not with 44,000 miles on it. But,
I'll let you take it from here, bud.
Oh, well that's shocking that you're gonna leave me alone. Oh yeah. Wow, it didn't break. So these are the shocks we got. They're just Monroe Shocks from Rock Auto. And you can tell, yep, those got enough pressure compared to the original ones. Yeah, that's no bueno. That's so cool. Well, the only thing we got left is the front shocks, and hopefully by the time we get that done, Michael will be home and gets to see his truck driving again. Well, who might that be? I'd say that's a Michael. Michael!
What's up?
What's going on?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Got good news.
Alrighty.
Got everything done on your truck that we wanted to get
That's
done.
what I'm talking about. Love to hear it.
Want to go look at it?
Oh yeah.
So we did power steering pump, gearbox, shocks. It ought to ride pretty good for you now.
That's what I'm talking about. It's been a minute.
Hoses, rag joint, got it all bled. Should be a new truck. Just, you know, some Monroe Shocks, pretty much everything Rock Auto had on their website. Well, you want to take this thing for a spin?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Man, it has been a while since it's been this easy to drive this truck. Normally I get a good shoulder workout. I got some sand I gotta haul around here soon.